In this video, I'm going to be printing and sublimating onto 20-ounce tumblers using an oven. And we're going to get started right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome back to another super duper awesome tutorial video made especially for you. Yes, the viewers, especially for you. Now, you've heard me say it in the intro. In this video, we are going to be printing and sublimating onto 20-ounce tumblers using an oven. Before, if you check out this video right here, you would have seen I sublimated onto 20-ounce tumblers using my HPN Signature Series mug press. But in this video, we're going to be using an oven. So same process, but I'm going to be using an oven and some shrink wrap and some other stuff for this tutorial video. So if you're new to the channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping short. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to the channel so you will not miss any of these tutorials. Make sure to smash the like button down below and click the notification bell so you can be updated with all the latest videos that I upload to this channel. Alright, and if you're a continuing subscriber, someone who continuously support the channel, I thank you, and I thank you 1,000 times for all of your support, your love, your comments, and also your advice and such forth. Now, as you know how I do it here on this channel, all the time I'm going to place all the material, all the resources, all the tools, everything right here at the side so you can see what I'll be using in this tutorial video for printing and sublimating the 20-ounce tumblers. I'll also put the link down in the description where you can get your tumblers, where you can get your A-sub paper, where you can get basically everything that you're seeing in this tutorial video right now. So enough about talking about all of these different kind of things, and let us jump in to show you exactly those items. I'm going to show you the tumblers, I'm going to show you the oven. I just love to show you guys everything. I'm a detailed person, so stick with me. Let's get started. Alright guys, so before we jump into my computer, I firstly want to give you and show you everything that I'll be using. I love to give you guys detail so that I can help you understand much better, so bear with me. So I'm going to be using my Workforce Epson 7710 printer. Love this printer. It was converted into a sublimation printer. Then in this tutorial video today, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Now I'm going to be using two types of A-sub paper. First, as you can see here, the 125G 11 by 17, and the second one 105G 8.5 by 11. So the plan basically is I have two designs. One design will go on the 125G A-sub paper, and one design will go on the 105G A-sub paper, and we're going to test them to see if it makes a difference in terms of quality, etc. I'm going to be using this wonderful heat gun here. Remember, everything that's here on this table will be linked in the description so you can get your tumblers, your heat gun, your A-sub paper, whatever you want. You just go down in the description and the links will be there for you. So I'm going to be using this heat gun here, and we have our 20-ounce straight tumblers. These are just the boxes that the tumblers are going to go into. When we come over here, we have the X-Acto knife, scissors, ruler. We have our thermometer, oven thermometer here, and this here is used so that you can make sure the temperature is correct. Now I like to use between 350 to 400 Fahrenheit, but today I'm going to be using around 375 380 at 5 minutes. And we have our heat tape, we have some shrink wrap here, and if you're purchasing your shrink wrap, it should come with some instructions if you're not familiar how to use it. And finally, I have my oven here. As you can see, nice clean crisp oven. Brand is Hamilton Beach, you can see there at the bottom, and this oven is really awesome because it has different functions that can be used. You can use the bake function, the convection function, and so much more. So you have seen exactly the resources, the tools, what I'll be using here in this video. Let's jump into my computer. Let's get printing, then let's get sublimating. Alright guys, so we are here back in the Silhouette Studio program, and as you can see, I have my images, my designs already here ready to go. Firstly, let's talk about these designs. Now I'm going to be using this one and this one here. Now I have it here already on the mat, as you can see, and I'm using two types of paper, as I would have mentioned before: 8.5 by 11 105G A-sub paper, and 11 by 17 125G A-sub paper. Now, for the purpose of just looking and seeing my sizing, I would normally go over to my page setup panel and it will set my media size to 8.5 by 11, or if it is that I'm doing the 11 by 17, I would normally select custom, and I would normally set my paper size or my mat size to 11 by 17. And by doing this, I kind of could get a feel for how the image is going to sit down or look when I print it out, because this can be used also, for example, like let's say you want to print more than one image, you don't want to waste the paper. Okay, you can put your image, one image at the top, one image at the bottom, and you can print more than one image at the same time. But really and truly, your definite final print preview comes from your print setup. So let's go over into File, and we are going to look at Print Page Setup first, where, as you can see, I'm using US letter. And if you want to change it to 11 by 17, you can do that, and we're going to be doing that so we can print one design on 8.5 by 11 paper and also another design on 11 by 17 paper. Now when it comes to printing settings and quality, you have to go into File, Print, and once again right now you will be able to see your print preview for your 8.5 by 11 paper. As you can see here, we're going to click on Print, we're going to come down and select Print Settings. I have my Epson Workforce 7710 printer selected already. My paper source is selected. My media type, I'm using high quality plain paper. I love to use this setting. However, you can also try premium presentation mat. It gives you a nice finish, but just remember to slow down your printing so that you will not get pixel wheels. Okay, so I'm going to be using high quality plain paper, and my print quality is going to be set to quality, which is the highest. Now when it comes to sublimation, you always need to make sure you mirror your image, and you have two ways you can do this. You can set your printer to mirror it automatically for you, or you can mirror it within the Silhouette Studio program before you get to this section right here. So we're going to go ahead and print this right now, and then we are going to go over to doing the 11 by 17. Same process. So let's head over to the printer and see how these two images on the 11 by 17 paper and 8.5 by 11 paper comes out. Alright guys, so all the action is going to happen here on this table right now. As you can see, I have the two images or designs printed out. Tumblers are here, ready in stock to be used. Now, let us look at this first image. We have here this image here mirrored. Both of them are mirrored as we said we would. And this is on 11 by 17 A-sub paper 125G. This one is on A-sub paper 105G. Now when you purchase this paper, you will see a difference with the 125 G, you will see that the writing at the back is, you can say, light gray to black. And with the 105G, the writing at the back that says A sub is normally green. So you can see the difference there. In terms of quality, I'm not sure if you can see quality just from printing the images on different papers, but you can be the judge of that. But when we actually sublimate them onto the tumblers, we will see definitely the results. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do now is to start to trim away the first thing that I would do when I'm laying up my designs is I would turn my tumbler upside down. Once my tumbler is upside down, I would take my image and I would actually just wrap it around. And what I'm doing is just making sure everything lines up first. So I'll wrap it around, and I want to make sure that the bottom is flush. That's why I'm using, that's why I'm turning it upside down, making sure that the paper touches the table. When I basically rub it on the bottom of the table, you can see, hopefully you can see, I'll try to zoom in, you can see that clearly it is flush to the bottom of the table and the top, what we will call the top of a tumbler. So you can clearly see that. Then I'm going to take a look to see if it is big enough, if I've made my width big enough. And I'm going to bring you in closer here, because you see we have to do a slight overlap. So you want to make sure that when you're overlapping, and we're going to overlap where my right thumb is. So when I push and I overlap, I just have a little overlap there. And that is exactly what I want. You can actually see the overlap right there. You see? Just a peak of overlap there, and a peak of overlap right here. And that is what I actually want to get with my design. So what I'll do right now, since I'm comfortable with this, is I can take back off that paper, and then I can actually fit it the correct way that I want it to be fitted. At this stage right now, I'll place some tape at the top. Now, in this case, you don't just want to push over and tape down the top. What you want to do is you want to go in the direction where the seam overlaps the other side. So in this case, I place the right side here, and I'm going to take my time because the guys are going to understand this, right? So this side here is actually on top of this side when we're talking about the seam. So what I'm going to do with the top is turn in the same direction as the seam. I'm not going to go against it, I'm going to go with it. Okay, so right now, because my seam, or the top of my this side here is on top of the other side, what I'm going to do is to take my finger and push more to the right hand side and then stick it down. Okay, so I'm going to push to the right hand side and stick it down. I'm going with the flow and not against it. Alright, and this will help take out any bubbles that may be lingering in there, or any spaces or any gaps. So there we go. And I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. Alright, so this tumbler is basically practically ready. We are going to use some shrink wrap on this one. So I'm going to prepare the next one first and then get into showing you the process when we do the shrink wrap. So at this present time, I am preparing to apply some shrink wrap onto both of these tumblers. Now I can just put them straight in the oven so and it will sublimate, but I actually want to show you the process with the shrink wrap. Okay, so I have my heat gun, my 2 tumblers, and the shrink wrap. I'm gonna apply onto those tumblers in a moment, but before we do that, I want to take you over here to my oven. So a smart thing you can do is to turn on your oven and let it start heating up while you are putting on your shrink wrap. So right now, as mentioned before, I have it between 350 and 400 Fahrenheit. I've got it set to bake, and my timer, although it's down to around 40 minutes there, I'll be using the timer on my phone to actually gauge the correct timing. Most of all, now I'm going to take my thermometer, my oven thermometer, open up my oven, and I'm going to place this in the back of the oven. And then I'm going to just shut up the door. And there we are. We're going to wait till that get right up between 350 400 Fahrenheit, but once again, as mentioned before, I'm going to be using around 375 380. So when that thermometer reach up to temperature, I'm going to show you it again before we actually sublimate these tumblers. Alright, so as my oven is heating up, you want to make sure you have some gloves because things are about to get pretty hot. So you have my shrink wrap here, and we're going to be using 2. Now what I'm going to do is basically open up the shrink wrap, place the tumbler inside of it, and then we're going to use the heat gun to basically tighten this up, okay? So right now our oven is ready and prepared for sublimating. Our thermometer in there is actually heated up and set to around 380-90 Fahrenheit. You can see it there. I'm going to try to zoom in some more if you can't see from this angle. So now what I'm going to do is to place both of those tumblers inside of this oven for 5 minutes, but I'm going to turn them around 2.5 minutes. I'm going to turn them, so 5 minutes in total, and let's say around 2 minutes 25 seconds I'm going to turn them on the opposite side. So I'm always excited about the final part. I'm always excited and ready to do the review. Take a look at the final product. You can see it right in front of you. You can see clearly that they are spinning. And if you guys are interested in getting some of these rotators here, these LED rotators, they actually have lights in them. I'm going to put the link down in the description where you can get some of these here, a reasonable price. But let's talk about these tumblers a little bit. Let's start with this one on the left, then we're going to go to the one on the right. Remember, both of them, one was A paper and the next one was, well, both was A paper, but one was 125G and the other was 105G. Okay, and for the 125G we use for this one here on the right hand side, and the 105G A-sub paper we use for this tumbler here. So let's take a closer look. I want to show you guys exactly some detail. Let's see if it made any difference. So I'm going to bring it in as close as possible so you can see. And I'm going to start from the seam. Now on this tumbler here, the seam is actually right here, you know, and on this tumbler you can see the seam is right here. So take a look there, and I'm going to turn it. Both qualities look good to me. To me, the paper did the same job, but you guys may have a different opinion, so let me know down in the comment section. Also, let's take a closer look at the bottom of the tumblers. Let's see if we have any cracks, any lines left out. So far I'm not seeing any. Let's take a look at the seam to see if we have any white spaces. At the top, you're looking good so far. Now let's take a look at this one here. We have the seam right here, and these lines you're seeing here are, this is a waterfall that you're seeing in the background. Okay, so just in case you think that this is an actual white line, this is actually a waterfall in the background. So let's take a closer look at the bottom to see how we did. And then we're going to take a closer look at the top. I want to be able to show you guys everything. I don't leave out nothing. Then I'm going to show you the entire tumbler and the seam. Perfect. Perfect. So guys, this is why I told you, you know, I know it may take up a lot of heat tape, but make sure you go with the groove when you actually place the paper around the tumbler, so that you will not get any left off white pieces or any cracks at the bottom of your tumbler. Because what can happen sometimes is that if you place your image close to the bottom and it has just a little air pocket, it could end up messing up your design at the bottom. Okay, so let me know what you think about these two tumblers here. Let me know what you think about the entire process using an oven. It has been a pleasure having you guys watching this tutorial once again. Remember, all the links towards tumblers, rotators, A-sub paper, heat gun, heat tape, and much more would be in the description. And also, if you want to reach out to me and talk to me face to face or even via chat, you can comment down below in the comment section, or right now I'm going to put on the screen my Facebook and Instagram page where you can message me directly and we can chat and talk about sublimation, about any other thing with the Cameo 4, and I will assist you. So thanks again for watching, and remember, we make your prints and fashion come alive.